My name is Susan, and I'm a YouTuber. I make fun cooking videos that people enjoy watching. A few days ago, I moved into a new house in a peaceful neighborhood. It was a cozy place, and I was thrilled about my fresh start. But strange things started happening shortly after I settled in. My food kept disappearing from the fridge. At first, I thought I might have been forgetful, misplacing things, but it happened more than once. It was like my food was vanishing without a trace. I decided I had to find out what was going on, so I set up a spy camera in my kitchen. I hid it among my pots and pans, hoping to catch the food thief red-handed. One eerie night, I was woken by a notification on my phone. It was from the spy camera. I rubbed my eyes and looked at the screen. The video showed something that gave me chills. In the dimly lit kitchen, a creepy old man emerged from the cellar. His movements were strange, almost like an animal. He crawled on all fours, his tattered clothes dragging on the floor. His eyes gleamed with an unsettling intensity as he reached the fridge. I watched in horror as the man opened the fridge and began devouring my food, like a wild creature. It was a sight that filled me with terror and confusion. The next morning, I couldn't get the disturbing images out of my mind. I knew I had to do something about it. I called the police and showed them the video, hoping they could identify the strange intruder. The police officers watched the footage with furrowed brows. They were just as puzzled as I was. They decided to search my entire house, including the creepy cellar. They checked every corner, but there was no sign of the mysterious man. I couldn't believe it. I was sure I had captured evidence of an intruder in my home, but now it seemed like the man had vanished without a trace. The police couldn't find any clues or explanations for this strange incident. Days went by, and I couldn't shake the feeling that the man I had seen was something beyond the ordinary. I couldn't sleep at night, haunted by the image of the crawling man. In the end, I made a tough decision. I couldn't stay in that house any longer, not knowing what lurked in the shadows. I packed my things, said goodbye to my cozy home, and left without ever trying to solve the mystery. The strange events in my old house remained a chilling enigma, a story I occasionally shared with my YouTube audience, hoping that someone might offer an explanation for the creepy old man who crawled out of the cellar in the middle of the night to eat my food. But for now, I had moved on, leaving the eerie house behind, and looking for a fresh start in a new, less mysterious place.
Victor was a Euro trucker. He had been driving for over 20 years across countries like Poland, Romania, and Germany. One rainy night, he was transporting a delivery from Budapest to a small town near the mountains. The road was empty. Fog covered the highway, and Victor's headlights barely cut through it. He checked the time. 1:12 a.m. as he drove. He saw a figure standing by the road ahead. A woman in a long white dress, her face hidden under wet hair. Victor slowed down. Hitchhikers at night were rare, especially in that area. He rolled down the window. "Are you okay?" he asked in Hungarian. The woman didn't answer. She simply pointed down the road. Victor frowned. "Do you need a ride?" She nodded once. He hesitated, then opened the passenger door. She climbed in quietly, not saying a word. The strange thing, her dress wasn't wet, not even a little. Victor tried to start a conversation, but she remained silent. He focused on the road. After a few minutes, he looked over, and she was gone. The seat was empty. He slammed the brakes, heart pounding. He got out and checked around the truck. Nothing. Just fog. Later, when he reached the delivery station, he told the manager what happened. The man turned pale. "She appears to drivers who take that road at night. They say she died in a crash there years ago. You're lucky she didn't touch you." "Why?" Victor asked. "Because those she touches don't finish their journey." Victor never drove that route again. Ava, Ben, and Rachel loved the outdoors. One weekend, they decided to go camping in a remote forest. It was far from the city and full of tall trees and fresh air. They reached the campsite by afternoon and set up their tents. By night, they were sitting around a fire, roasting marshmallows and telling ghost stories. The stars were out and everything felt perfect, until they heard a twig snap behind the trees. "Probably an animal," Ben said, though he sounded unsure. They listened closely. More rustling, then silence. Rachel pointed. "Did you see that? Someone's watching us." In the shadows between trees, a tall figure stood completely still. "Hey," Ben called out. No answer. The figure didn't move. The fire crackled. Their flashlight beams couldn't reach it clearly. And then the figure was gone. The three packed their bags, but it was too late to hike back. They stayed inside their tents, too scared to sleep. Around 2 a.m., the fire had gone out, but footsteps circled their tents. Slow, soft steps. They held their breath, not making a sound. Then, laughter. A low, echoing laugh, not human at all. By morning, they found symbols carved into the trees around their campsite. They grabbed their bags and ran. Later, when they searched the forest online, they found a local legend. A shadow spirit haunts the forest and watches campers at night, and never attacks unless you follow it. Ava, Ben, and Rachel never went camping again. Mia, a 22-year-old college student. Mia worked the night shift at a 24-hour convenience store. It was usually quiet, just a few customers, some snacks, and late-night music. But one night, something changed. At 1, a man walked in. He wore a gray hoodie and never looked up. "Can I help you?" Mia asked. The man didn't reply. He walked down the candy aisle, stopped, then walked back out the door without buying anything. Mia watched him leave, but then heard the store bell ring again. He was back. Same man, same hoodie, same walk. Like nothing had happened. He repeated the exact same movements. Mia checked the security footage. It showed the same man walking in, over and over again, every 10 minutes. She thought maybe it was a prank. She called the store manager, but he didn't answer. Around 2:30 a.m., the lights started flickering. The door opened, and the man entered again. But this time, his hoodie was torn, and his face was pale, too pale. He walked straight to the counter. Mia backed away, heart pounding. "Are you okay?" she asked. The man finally looked up. His eyes were empty. No pupils, just black. "You should leave now," he whispered. Then he vanished. The lights returned to normal. No one else came in that night. Mia quit the job the next morning. Later, she found an old news article about a robbery that happened in that store 5 years ago. A young man had died there. She recognized the hoodie,